Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another scrapbook process video, and today I am doing a winter themed layout, and I'm actually playing along with Lisa Brooks, who has a YouTube channel, and she is Lisa Brooks Life in Layouts, and I'll have her link down below, and as well as anyone else who decided to play along with this little hop. If they post their links, I will try to put them down below as well. But in any case, Lisa has been busting through her Slayin' and Snow and Cocoa paper pad. So if you want to check out any of her videos where she takes that Snow and Cocoa paper pad and has been killing that paper pad over the last little while, you can definitely check out her videos. Her link is below. And she has come to the end of that series, and she asked if anyone wanted to post a sort of winter-themed layout to kind of play along with the end of her series. And so I said I would go ahead and put something together. And so this is the video that I'm going to have for her fun little hop that she's finishing up. So the first thing that I'm doing here is I have just a piece of pattern paper. I believe this was an old Dear Lizzie pattern paper. I truly cannot remember the collection that this was from, but I have this pattern paper, and I did not actually do any gesso on the background of this. I just did a little bit of stenciling through one of my stencils with some I think it was Tim Holtz texture paste. And so I just wanted to add some interest to the background, and I wasn't using a lot of wet medium, so I luckily didn't have any warping with this because of that. I just used a little bit of texture paste and then just some ink splatters, and so I ended up not needing to gesso the paper, and my whole background stayed relatively flat without having put any water sort of mediums on this background. So once my background was dry, I am going to take my photo here and some other just random scraps that I have. I pulled out a past, I believe this was a past hip kit, one of their November or December collections from a couple of years back. And I just have bits and pieces left, and so I just kind of pulled some papers out of that and some embellishments and put this layout together using that. I also pulled out a stamp set that you're going to see here in a few minutes that I'm also going to use, but basically everything is just old products from my stash. And if you've followed my channel for any length of time, you know that I live in Florida, and so for me, winter, we don't really have snow. And so I don't have, my kids playing out in the snow or snowball fights or anything like that to document. But one year, a couple of years ago, we did go to, it's called Ice at the Gaylord Palm. And basically they do this whole ice sculpture thing that you can walk through, and it's very, very cold. And we took our kids to it and we had a blast. And one of the other things that they have when they put this ice sculpture on is they have a tubing or sort of like a sledding hill. And so I am scrapbooking a picture of my daughter in the tube. They have like a tube out that you can take pictures with. And so this is a picture of her with that tube, and hence the name of my layout, which is Florida Winter Fun. This is about sort of the closest thing that my kids get to experience from a winter standpoint. I grew up in Canada, so I certainly know what winter was all about, but my kids, we have yet to take them up north to experience a true, playing in the snow winter, at least not yet. Hopefully, eventually we'll get up to do that, because I would really like them to see snow. In any event, I have now jumped to, I've got the base of the layout as you saw put together, and now I've taken that stamp set, and this is a stamp set, I want to say from Echo Park. I think I showed it there before I started to pull the stamps off, but it's an Echo Park stamp set, and I'm just taking 2 colors of Distress ink. I knew that Distress ink doesn't give you like a complete coverage, and I'm okay with that. I kind of just wanted it to have that distressed look. I basically just took some icons from that stamp set, stamped them out in that green and that navy, and then I fussy cut all of those off camera. And I'm going to use those because, like I said, I don't buy winter collections, so I don't have a ton of winter embellishments and things like that in my stash. And so having the stamp set enables me to take a white piece of paper, stamp out the images that I want, and I can cut them out. And those, for me, on this layout are going to act as embellishments, which is perfect when you have you have papers, or you have a picture that's sort of a sort of theme, like this one being kind of a winter theme and not having embellishments. Grab those stamps and make your own. It's a great way to use them. And I definitely don't use my stamps enough, so this was a great way to do that. Once I have all the stamps stamped out and cut out, and sort of my embellishment clusters that are going to go on both sides of my photo, it's now time to work on my title. And like I said before, the title for this one is going to be Florida Winter Fun. And here you see I'm kind of playing around at this point with where I want to actually put that title. You're going to see me fuss with this for a few minutes because I'm thinking at the beginning that I want to put the winter at the top and then the fun. And at this point, I hadn't really thought about adding the word Florida. But as we go along, here's where I pick up the smaller alphas and I decide, yeah, I do want to add the word Florida. So then I'm looking at it and going, well, I'm going to add it up here at the top, but I don't really like that there's this winter at the top and then this Florida above it, and it's on the blue paper. So you'll see in a second here, I kind of lay it all out, and then ultimately I don't like the way it looks. And so I can't remember if I do it on camera or not, so bear with me. But at some point I'm going to jump, and that title is going to actually be at the bottom with the Florida at the top. So you'll see that here in just a sec. But as I'm sort of in my mind trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the title, often what I do when I don't know kind of how I want something to look, I kind of do other things. And in this case, I'm pulling out all those other embellishment pieces like puffy stickers and whatnot, and kind of putting those in my embellishment clusters. So once I did that, I did go off camera, I glued everything down, and there you see my title has gone from the top to the bottom, and I like this composition much better. It allows me to put sort of another smaller embellishment cluster down at the title, which again, I think for me really pulls everything together. I really do like the way that looks. So guys, with that is my winter fun layout. So like I said before, I will have all the links below, and guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.